Okay, so we love Islam and the truth for ourselves. Wallahi, we do. Alhamdulillah. And we love it for you too. So that's why we're reaching out to you. This topic is very important, my brothers and sisters. We've been going from strength to strength for the last 2 years, and we have no intentions to stop anytime soon. So long as we are living, we intend to go on with this campaign so that as many Ahmadis or Qadianis can hear this word in the English language specifically, because their future generations, the Ahmadi future generations, they are English speaking, they know this language, they are mostly based in the West, so they understand the language. And previously there was hardly anything in this language, but now we're trying to fill that gap. Okay, so we're reaching out to you. We're gonna go on for as long as necessary, for as long as we live. Inshallah, we ask Allah for tawfiq. We ask Allah to keep us on the straight path. We ask Allah to protect us. We ask Allah to protect our sincerity. We ask Allah to keep us sincere in this. Okay, let me assure you, all the Ahmadis and Qadianis, by Allah, wallahi, in this we have no other incentive but sympathy for you and sympathy for ourselves. We're doing this work so that we can enter Jannah, so that we can get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, there is no other incentive. We want to reach out to you and bring the haqq, the truth to you, so that you can also understand and realize that your ancestors, your predecessors were deceived. They fell for a scam. They fell for a Ponzi scheme. Okay, they fell for it because they were simple people. Most of the people who ended up accepting Qadianiyya or Qadianiyat or the Ahmadi religion, they did not read the books of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani, because what we bring to you is from his books. What we highlight to you as our grievances and our disagreements are based upon the writings of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. There is a reason we reject him. We're not rejecting him because we are blind haters, we are prejudiced, or we are biased. Okay, we are biased to the haqq. We are biased towards the truth, and wherever the truth is, we are leaning towards that side. So today's topic in that light, brothers and sisters, is very important. The numbers, the number game. Okay, it is a very important deception for the Ahmadiyya religion. The only way they can keep their audiences is numb and away from the Muslims is by giving them this false sense of hope that we are growing in spite of all these arguments against us, in spite of our failures in debates, in spite of our ignoring the opposition and responding to their questions, valid questions, very good questions on the character of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani and his false prophecies and his lies and his contradictions, right? And his non-factual statements in his writings and his contradiction with the Quran and the teachings of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Valid questions about those, right? In spite of all that, they try to numb the audience. They try to keep the audience retained. How? By giving them false hope. Yeah, we are failing on that front. Visibly they are, because they're not debating us, they're not talking to us. Even though we don't curse them, we don't swear at them, we don't threaten them, we don't do any of that. All we do is discuss Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani, and they don't want to do that. In spite of all that, they try to show their audiences, no, we are still growing. Our numbers, look at them. But amazingly, as Imtiaz Bhai will show today, this is a scam. This is a lie and fraud. It's a fraud. Okay? And I'll give you one personal anecdote to this effect. Myself and Brother Imtiaz met 4 bona fide Murabbis in London, 4 of them. We had a very long sitting with them, with cups of tea, ice cream cups. We were munching, we were having ice cream at the same time and having a conversation with them. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded because they didn't want it recorded, right? They didn't want it recorded. I wish it was recorded for the world to see, right? But wallahi, it was one of the most eye-opening conversations I had with the Qadianis, because these are qualified, bona fide Murabbis of the Jamaat who work for the Caliphate. They are based at Baytul Futuh, London. the center of the caliphate. We brought this question up with them. The numbers. Mirza Tahir said nearly 20 years ago, the numbers are 40 million or 4 million? 40 million, right? Imtiaz bhai, just not 40 million. Mirza Tahir said about 20 years ago that Qadianis, the Ahmadis, are 40 million.
Why 40 billion new converts in 1 year?
Yeah. Okay.
And then 80 million.
80 million. Okay. 40 million converts in 1 year. 40 million converts in 1 year. This would be a global news. This would be an unprecedented level of conversions to a religion. Don't you think that's the case? There is no precedent in human history where 14 million people converted from one faith to another faith in 1 year. There is no precedent. Brother Hashim has been involved in interfaith dialogue for the last 20, 25 years. I've lost count. Brother Imtiaz has been involved in this. I've been a humble servant of this field. We have never, I mean, I'm a historian as well by profession, alhamdulillah. We have never heard in the entire history of humanity, there were 40 million conversions in 1 year from one religion to the other religion. We do hear stories of droves upon droves accepting Islam in Syria, okay, or in Spain in the 9th century, okay, or in Egypt, right, during the Middle Ages in the 12th and the 13th century. We hear about Islam spreading in Bengal and the Punjab in India. Mass conversions. But we heard hundreds of thousands of people accepting Islam. Hundreds of thousands. And this was unprecedented. But this was over time, over a long period of time. Qadiani Khalifa, okay, Mirza Tahir, a direct descendant of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani, claimed about 20 years ago 40 million converts in 1 year. 1 year. This is unprecedented news. Where's the evidence? Where is the real tangible evidence?